Hello adventurers and welcome back to my channel. Today we are just outside of Eureka Springs, Arkansas, and we're about to be going underground at Onyx Cave. I can't wait. I've come here several times whenever I was smaller, and now I'm taking you with me. Let's go. Now it is pretty steep though, because the entrance to this guy is right over here in this main building. Now this was one of the first caves that I ever came to as a child, and I really loved it. This is a little bit different than some of the other tours that we've been on, and I'm hoping, crossing my fingers, that they still have one very special feature that I really enjoyed. But we're about to find out. So let's go inside and find out more. Now something that is different from the last time I visited, this has actually been improved just a little bit, and also they have the outdoor patio area. They have a snack shack, they have axe throwing, lots of cool stuff, and then there was a building up top that said the Smash Shack. I don't know what that is, but we're gonna ask about it just to find out. Of course, before we go into the cave, we're gonna check out some of the things in the gift shop. This is a nice little space, guys.
A little speech.
Okay.
These headsets will be your guides.
Okay guys, this is how this works. Now whenever you go into the visitor center, they give you these headphones and they're wireless, and then you kind of walk throughout and each area is kind of marked. So they tell you to come in and listen to the music until you get to this stop right here, and then you can go from there on the tour, and each part of the tour is marked by these little yellow lines. Now it's a little dark in here, so I'm going to do the best that I can to share with you the coolness of this cave, but this is a fun one. Oh, it's just beginning. Now the cool thing about this is, as it's giving you a tour, it tells you a little bit more about all of the things that have happened here. Like, for example, some of the outlaws that came through the very entrance that we just came through. And then you come over to this area, which is the wishing well. And this is the one area that they say, hey, yeah, you can try to leave something in here and make a wish while you're here. They also have a small Christ of the Ozarks, which is absolutely awesome, and one of the reasons that a lot of people come to Eureka today. Now here we get to an area where there are 3 columns here, and it's talking about how stalactites and stalagmites can be formed. Now, one of the things I've always heard is a stalactite holds tight to the ceiling and a stalagmite might eventually get there. But here they also point out stalactite has a C for ceiling in it, and stalagmite has a G for ground in it. So that's kind of cool. Here they also have something that you can only find at one other place here in the US, and that's boxwork. Well, at least to this level. We have been to Wind Cave before, and that's where it's also found. But here it's much closer, so you can get a really good look at it, which is kind of cool. Uh-oh, we have to duck through this section, guys. Oop, oop, there we go. Now this area right here, they have a little area that you can actually go down to, and they've been kind of exploring that more, but they, according to the audio, can't justify going down there for full time because it's currently not where we could stand up. So this is considered the attic area, which is kind of neat, but then also down there you would be crawling through muck and mud, but there are some really cool things down there. So maybe one day, we've now reached the thing that I remember most about Onyx Cave, this guy. Do you see this guy? This is Mr. Onyx. I remember posing with this guy when I was a little kid, and he's still here today. Now the ground around us is pretty damp, but it's not so slick that you couldn't navigate easily in just a good pair of shoes. So wear some good shoes if you come here. Now, believe it or not, the little still that we have over here was part of the bootlegging ring that went around here. And it's kind of interesting because behind us, there's a big hole. But as you go to this area that just lit up back here, one of the things that they mistook was that during the wintertime, the cave actually breathes in instead of out. So while they were thinking that it would have the smoke dissipate out the hole up here, in fact, it did the opposite and it filled the cave with smoke. So now you can see that in some of the blackened areas. Did you know that caves actually have a lot of different functions in the more modern day rather than just tours? In fact, blue cheese is made in some caves. They also have grapes that are stored in caves in California, in the wine country. And then also something else that I thought was super, super cool was actually that they have storage in some caves now, which is really neat. But something that you might also not know is they actually brew beer and keep it held for Anheuser-Busch in caves. Now, something pretty cool about Onyx is they have two major formations that they like to talk about, the elephant and the dragon. And most caves do have some form of an elephant where you have multiple formations that have created something that looks like it's holding up the ceiling. But here they have one, and it's the back of that glowing, beautiful place that they call the fireplace. Look at this, guys. This actually shows some of the continuations of the cave, and it's pretty fascinating. So at some point, could these be available to us? Maybe, we'll see. This is the first time that I've seen this down here, though. This is very, very cool. This was just done in 2021. Okay, we made it to the end, and in that back room, the ceiling is a little bit different. It's lower, and it also has a different kind of texture to it, which is kind of interesting. But one of the fun facts that they tell you on the tour is that you're directly below the road that you drive in on when you're in that back room, which is super, super cool. But something else that's kind of neat is that as you're coming into the cave, you seem to be walking down and then up the entire time. So whenever you're going back, you're walking down and then up at the very end. And so this is a kind of different cave than some of the others, because a lot of them you just keep going down, down, down. So it's kind of interesting. And as you can see, it's continuously dripping. So this is a cave that's still very much so alive. So don't touch anything when you come down here. Now, I know it's super tempting because whenever I was here, whenever I was a kiddo especially, all I wanted to do was touch it because it looked like it felt really cool and slick. But in fact, that kills the formations, so that's why we don't touch them. But it's really neat to check this out. So I think what we're gonna do is just kind of get in some of the views as we head out, and then I'll catch you guys on the top side. back to the top, and that was a wonderful way to spend a day here outside of Eureka Springs. Not to mention the cost was very good at only $13. I'm very excited to have been able to share this childhood memory with you, and then also revisit it for myself to see what has changed and also what they now have to offer. Now they do offer packages if you're interested in doing the break room, which is like a place where you go and break things, and it's kind of fun, or if you want to do the axe throwing or any of the gem painting. So whenever you go down the stairs, look at all of their different price points and see what kind of adventure you would like to go on. Remember guys, we're not here for a long time, but we are here for a good time, and places like Onyx, well, they continue to make memories all these years later. So check it out, and you won't regret it. I guarantee that you're going to take a selfie with the cave guy and look back on that some years down the line and go, oh yeah, that was a fun outing. I know I just did. Till next time guys, bye!